In almost all of my videos, I talk about that you should do something new, and I think I'm finally able to actually explain why. I thought that when I grew up, I just got my shit together and I kind of knew everything that I needed to know. That's how it looks when you look at other people. They just do, and it seems perfect, and it seems like they're doing the right thing. But it's not like this in reality. In reality, you have to like go through a lot of shit, and you have to continue going through shit all your life, because going through shit is like learning. We're always on the hunt for the perfect way of doing things. But what if there is no perfect? Because perfect changes and is dependent on your mood, the sun, the moon, how your friends are doing, all the people surrounding you, everything. Everything makes perfect change. Perfect doesn't exist, and it's all about adapting. So it's about taking in everything and then accepting it and doing what feels the best at the moment. When you're out traveling, do you have the biggest moments and memories when you're in the hotel room, taking the same trip as everybody else? Or is it when you're experiencing something that you didn't know that you were gonna experience? All of my biggest moments and memories is about me learning something. Experiencing, exploring, and playing is about learning. And I think exploring, experimenting, and playing is maybe the thing that makes me the most happy. For example, when you made the first piece of firework that simply exploded. For me, this was a thrill, and suddenly I knew how to blow up stuff. When I learned to ride the bike, suddenly I learned to do something that I didn't think that I was capable of doing, because just biking and always falling was like, how can I ever get this to work? And I think this is the experience we all experience when we're learning something new. When I learned to play Grand Theft Auto for the first time, and at that time playing Grand Theft Auto was like mind-blowing for my imagination and my creativity, because suddenly my mind was expanded, because before I didn't think that you could make such a great game. I see it all the time when I teach my students to make chords. Suddenly they understand that it's not that difficult to make music, and that they are actually capable of making music themselves. And it's like a wonderful feeling, and that's also why I do this YouTube channel, because I want to invite more people to understand that they can make music. Everybody can make music. Making music is the easiest thing in the whole universe. It's just like talking. It's a part of us. When you learn to write your first lyrics and suddenly understand that it's not magic, but it's about being you. It's amazing. You go from not knowing how to do it to learn to do it, and to suddenly be able to be more happy about being you. Or when you learn how to finish a song. I think this is the reason why it feels so good to finish your songs, even though they are not that great, because when you finish, you learn. You learn that maybe in the beginning when you wrote the first A part, it didn't feel good, but then when you put it into a context with something else, it became amazing. But if you don't get to the point where you put it into a context, you'll never learn. So I think it's all about learning. When I say do something new, I mean learn. Learn to get excited, learn in order to be happy. Sometimes we get paralyzed because there's so much to think about, so much we could learn, and sometimes we can't seem to find anything new to learn because we are buried in our habits, and our habits are yelling at us. Do what you always do, that feels safe. But feeling safe avoids you from learning, and if you don't learn, what's it then all about? I think this is a really important question to ask yourself. So in order to make it easier for you, I will start to make a video every week with an assignment, a tool, a creative tip, or something that you can use to learn something new that you maybe haven't done before, that you should use to make a new song with. And the idea is that you maybe make a goal to do it every week or every other week. No matter if it's your style or you think that it's a great tip or not, if you haven't done it before, try it out. It's about learning a new tool and using them in a way that makes you excited. So for example, maybe you hate synthesizer but have never really used a synthesizer before. But then you should go ahead and do synthesizers anyway, but find a way where you like it. It could be like only using the noise function and simply just make a bass drum using it. And it could be like dubbing the piano to only give it some bottom, or there's always something you can do that will make you excited. And if you really think it's impossible to use the tool for something creative that you think is exciting, then I will tell you to grow up and learn that everything is possible. And making a new instrument, a new technique of producing music, or whatever comes up as a tool for you, if you can make this excite you in any way, then you have a problem. If you put in the effort, you can learn almost everything, I promise you. Especially music. Music is easy. Just to make this video maybe a bit more useful, here are some tips for you to do something new right away. Use your third idea. I made a video about this topic, and it's simply about that you get one idea and then you don't use it, then you get a new idea, you don't use it, then you get a third idea, you use it. In this way you will prevent your habit from controlling everything you do. You could also do it with your fifth idea. Start writing your songs on a new instrument. If you always start with playing the guitar, then start with the piano, or maybe make a beat. If you always start with writing your lyrics, then start with making the music and then write the lyrics later on, or the other way around. Try to use some different rhythms. Simply sit down and analyze what you usually do. If you always start on the first beat, then try to start on the second. Use some new techniques to write your lyrics. I do this all the time, and I get somewhere new with my lyrics, and I love it. Find some new surroundings to work with. I love going to the beach, but for me, I work in my studio and at my home, but I can work in the kitchen, in the living room, and the bedroom, and depending on where I am, I write different music because I get inspired to do different things. So just try to mix it up. I'm not saying that you can't have routines and you should avoid feeling safe. I'm just saying that it's all about balance. If you keep doing what feels safe and what you always do, then you will never get somewhere new. And if you don't get somewhere new, I think it starts to become very boring, and then you will possibly quit doing music or what else it is that you're doing. So when you feel safe and ready to explore and experiment, do so and expand your boundaries. If you don't feel safe, it's really impossible for you to learn. But if all you want to do is to feel safe, then it's impossible to learn because half of learning is failing. I, for example, try to wake up at the same time and go to sleep the same time every day. I really suck at it, but I really dream about doing so because I know that it will give me more energy that I can spend making videos and music, which is the things that I enjoy doing the most. I really like to work on my music every day. But I also try to mix up how I work with my music every day. And this is what makes it exciting for me, because I don't just do the same thing every day. I try to make it a habit for me to write lyrics every night before I go to bed. Because for the first thing, I sleep much better when I have emptied my head. And I also get so happy that I actually do something that makes it easier for me to finish my songs. But I try to mix it up with new techniques every evening. I simply try to do something new and write about new topics. I eat a wonderful porridge full of berries, seeds, dark chocolate, peanut butter, simply because it tastes delicious. And it brings me so much energy that I can spend on making music. So when I start to make music, I don't need to worry about getting hungry because I ate this delicious porridge. And I also think that learning is what makes everything else exciting. For example, if you always make the same food every night, then it gets boring. It simply becomes work when you just repeat. So simply mix it up and use a new recipe, or find a new spice that you never heard about before and use it. If you're playing sport, find a new move which you didn't think you could learn and learn it. Every Tuesday, I will make a video with a tool, a challenge, something that you should do in order to learn something new. And try to do it every week. Make a song with the tool, finish it. You don't have to make the world's best song. I hope you feel like this every time you make a song. Finish it so you actually learn the most. and get excited. You're learning. This is the greatest thing in the whole universe. Learn that failure is the best way to success. And then I hope that if you like what I'm doing, that you will hit the thumbs up button and consider to subscribe to my channel, because every time there is a person subscribing to my channel, I get excited. Enjoy.